And what the origin of the political, what's the ontology of the Shining Path? They called themselves Maoists. This was quite unusual in the 1980s, and China had long left behind much of Maoism. How authentic was this Maoism?
Well, you have to understand one thing. Peru is the most oriental Western country. We have more than 1 million Chinese and Japanese that arrived in Peru as replacement of black slaves. No?
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yes, and we have a Chinese daily paper, a Japanese daily paper, our Chinatown is perhaps as big as the London one. So, and we have a lot of Chinese words, Chinese food, and so on and so on. So, first of all, and the second thing is that Peru was the center of the Maoist movement in the Americas in the 70s. We have like more than 10 or perhaps 20 Maoist parties. So what happened when China break with the wife of Mao Zedong and the so-called Gang of Four, most of the Maoist parties in Peru supported Beijing. Some of them supported Albania. But there was one group that said, we support Mao's wife, and we are against Deng Xiaoping. So they were a genuine Maoist group, but they were against the change of line in Beijing, and they started to attack the Cuban, the Chinese, and the Soviet embassy, because for them, all of them become social imperialists, revisionists, and they make that incredible, silly people's war, because when the Communist Party of China started its war in 27, it's because after they were smashed by the Kuomintang and a military dictatorship. So they went into the mountains as a way to defend themselves, but they were a mass party. In the case of Shining Path, they were against the trade unions, all the rest of the left, and they entered in armed struggle just the very same day of 17th of May, 1980, of the first election after the military dictatorship. And they, instead of creating a liberated area in Peru, like in China, Mao, they didn't have like that. They create terror everywhere. So they tried to build its party through terror against unions, against peasant organizations. And at the end, this movement was not viable, and it were destroyed. And the only thing that they helped to create was a right-wing, neoliberal, anti-terrorist dictatorship. No, the only dictatorship in the Americas after the opening of the democratic elections.
Fascinating. Isaac Bigio, thank you for that tour of Peru's political history.